Watercolor starts from light to dark, so the more you paint, the less light you get. You can technically use gouache to paint the light back in, but in recent years, I come to fall in love with the lighting effect that masking fluid can bring, or rather how the masking fluid can preserve light. And today, I want to share this with you. Hi, this is Eric from Cafe Watercolor. Looking back at the content I put out on this channel, it started to become difficult for me to share new topics because I had covered many things already. Many artists on YouTube will share different materials and tool reviews, but I'm a simple person. I don't use new materials and tools that often, and I usually stick with what worked well for me. That being said, there is one tool that I'm starting to use more and more in recent years, and that is masking fluid. Now, there are many different types of masking fluid, and I won't go over all of them. I just want to show you the simple way of using it and how I use it in a painting to create some wonderful lighting effects. So this is going to be a two-part series. In this video, I will go over the basics of masking fluid, how to set it up, and how to use it. And in the next video, I will show you different examples of how masking fluid can work in a watercolor painting. So be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you won't miss out the next video in the series. Now, when I first knew about masking fluid, I was intimidated by the idea of using it, and I thought it would be complicated, but it's actually not, and I will show you step by step how to use it. So without further ado, let's take a look at how we prepare and apply masking fluid. Okay, so I'm going to go over how I use masking fluid, and I have a very simple card drawing here that I'm going to use that photo as a reference. So I only have two types of masking fluid and I use them both, depends on the occasion. So this is a pen shape masking fluid. Let me zoom it in so you can see a little bit better. So it's made by Helbein. It's Japanese for some reason, but I got it from Amazon. This one is like a pen shape masking fluid. So what you can do is to kind of squeeze it out and you can just apply it like that. Right? And it's pink, so it's sort of easy to see actually. You can just kind of draw it with this pen shape masking fluid pretty easily. So the tip is to kind of squeeze out a little bit, okay, and then you can use the tip to sort of distribute it into the shape that you want it to. Don't over squeeze it to make it a huge blob because it's going to take a while to dry. So here I put the masking fluid on the headlight area that I want to preserve. So when you are applying masking fluid, it's sort of like you are painting the light in advance. So you are painting positive shape. Now, the other one that I have, this is by Winsor Newton. This is a little bit more complex to use, but sometimes I do use it because when I need to paint the masking fluid in a more sort of a complex shape or in a bigger area, the pen shape masking fluid might not do the job well. For the brush that I use to apply this masking fluid, I just got this very cheap brush on Amazon. You get like 30 of these brushes. So you get 15 flat brush and 15 small round brush in a pack like these. Okay, and you get like total 30 of these brushes for less than $7, so it's very, very cheap. So I don't recommend you use any expensive brush because you are running into a risk to destroy your brush. That being said, if you do wish to reuse these brushes after you apply the masking fluid, you want to have a soap coat on the brush. So I have a paintbrush soap over here. So very simple. What I'm going to do is I'll use a flat brush. So I am going to just kind of go over it with a soap, very lightly. So you have like a very thin coat of soap like that. Then time to use the masking fluid. I'm going to shake it vigorously for about maybe 30 seconds or so. Press down the cap and open it. Okay, and I have this bottle for about half a year already and it still works pretty well. So I think it depends on where you are, the weather, Usually keep it cool and don't put it under direct sunlight and things like that. And what I'm going to do is just to dip my brush into the masking fluid, right? Now you can see my masking fluid is on it. It's kind of bubbly, but it is on it. And you just start to apply the masking fluid however you want it to. So in this case, I want to apply the masking fluid here for the reflection of the headlight. I'm going to use a round brush because I want to have a little bit of dry brush, sort of speak. So I'm going to do this and just dip into masking fluid and do some quick stroke like that. Break it up a little bit. Okay, and then I am also going to maybe add a few lights in the back just for fun, since while we're at it. So there we go. Pretend like there's some cars behind. So I'm just going to paint some more light and whatever, some distant light and stuff. I'm not exactly following the reference, so there's something like that. I'm just gonna wash it off. Okay, so the soap should be able to prevent your brush from clumping up. So it's still soft, you can still reuse it. But sometimes when I'm just really lazy, I don't want to do this whole setup, I'll just use it and then sort of brush away. A little bit wasteful, but the brush is very, very cheap. So sometime when I'm in a rush, I will probably just do that. Now, before it is completely dry, you probably don't want to paint on it, because if you start to going over that with your brush, you're going to move the masking fluid and stuff. That's why I said when you're applying masking fluid, don't make it too thick. Otherwise, it's going to take a lot of time to dry. But just to speed up the drying time, I'm going to blow this dry. Okay, so this should be dry enough. It's still a little bit sticky in some of the area, but just going over with a light wash should be fine. So I'm going to go over it. I'm just going to do a very simple first wash. It's a gray color, cobalt blue, burnt umber to mix that neutral gray here. Here we go. And now because I preserve all the lights with the masking fluid, I can just paint over it confidently with ease. I don't have to worry about preserving the light or anything like that. Since it's still moist, I will do a little bit of wet on to wet in the back. So adding some dark back here, just some random dark and stuff. Okay, I'm not painting anything really specifically. A bit of dark underneath here, some soft shadow, and a bit of dark reflection, whatever, dark textures on the road. Okay, so just something like that, and see with the masking fluid, I can just paint with confidence, knowing that these lights will be preserved very nicely. Alright, so just to speed things up, I'm going to blow this layer dry again, just so that we don't have to wait around. Okay, now with this layer relatively dry, I can add another layer to it. So I'm going to add some dark to the car surface. I'm just going to use these two colors. It really doesn't matter what color you use. Value is more important here. So I'm going to paint the darker side of the car, which is like right here. Okay, and down here. Okay, and the front grille as well. Couple dark reflection down here. Okay, I can add a little bit of water and just soften this a little bit. Okay, couple broken textures here. Looking a little bit messy right now because of the masking fluid and all that kind of paint texture on top of masking fluid, but trust in the process, it's going to look a lot better later. And I am going to add a little bit of background, just sort of abstract backgrounds. Okay, so on top of the car, get a nice clean edge up here. Okay, and over here, so something like that. Okay, again, just random stuff. Okay, random. I'm not painting anything in particular, so just random stuff. There might be like a car in the back or something. Now, I think just to be safe, I'll blow this layer dry and then we'll continue for the next layer. Okay, dry enough. Now the last step is to paint the dark. So I'm going to mix a pretty thick mixture. I'm just going to add another layer of dark. So maybe like a windshield on the side here, on the cartwheel here. So just a little bit more of a detail underneath here. Okay, the front grille. Now this is very, very important. That's what's going to make the headlight pops. All right, now I'm going to blow dry the final layer and remove the masking fluid. Okay, so time to remove the masking fluid. Now, I usually just use my finger, so make sure your finger is nice and clean. If your finger has like paint and stuff and you try to rub on it, it's going to make your painting dirty. So make sure you have clean fingers, okay? I also have this. You can use this to gently remove the masking fluid as well, but I usually like to use my finger because I want to feel where I'm touching. So just very gently rub it off, okay? So that's another thing, you want to make sure your masking fluid, your paint is completely dry. Okay, so something like that. So yeah, if your paint is not dry and you have like dark paint around it and you keep rubbing on it, it might get into some of the light area like you can see here. So usually when I want to remove masking fluid, I'll just leave the painting for a couple hours or even like a day or something, just for it to be completely dry. So here we got some masking fluid here, and we got a little bit of broken shape here. That's because I was using my round brush to do a quick stroke. So it's a little bit of brokenness down here that actually fits with the texture pretty well. Now the headlight, I am going to remove it same way as well, and you can see how nice and clean it looks. Okay, the background as well, get this removed. Now I'm painting those background light very, very roughly, so they're all kind of looking the same, but if you spend a little bit more time, you can make them look a lot nicer. So now look at that, you got some nice headlight reflection and some background, right? That this will allow you to make washes on top of it without feeling, intimidating, trying to paint around all the lighting and stuff. And it will probably look better than using whitewash as well, because while whitewash can't do its job, it's not going to look as clean as these. And here's one little bit of bonus tip that I am going to share it with you. So to do that, you need a small nylon brush. I'll use a small one, like a small nylon brush here, and just gonna clean water and get some moisture off. And then you can kind of gently rubbing on it, press it with a paper towel, and you got a little bit of the soft glow. Yeah. Okay, don't rub it too much, just a little bit. Okay, you get a little bit of that rough glow. Same thing here as well. Okay, see over this edge right here, it's a little bit harsh, so just, you know, scrub it a little bit and press it with a paper towel, and you get a little bit of nice soft glow. Okay, so something like these, and then just as it melts the dark paints around it, you kind of freeze it by press it with a paper towel. Look at that soft glow compared to that, right? And this only works if you have somewhat of a thick layer around it. You have pigments to melt. Took a little bit of time, but the effect, you know, would be nice. It might worth it. So over here as well, you know, look at that soft glow right there, right? See these compared to that, right? So these looks like the soft glow you see at night with a street light, with a headlight and things like that, especially in sort of a foggy days. You know, you want to have more atmosphere and things like that. Look at these soft glows. So just rub it a little bit, scrub it with your nylon brush, press it with your paper towel, and you got some nice glow right here. All right, so this is you know, a tip that I starting to use quite a bit recently. It just gives a very, very nice effect. Okay, so hopefully this gives you a decent idea. This is how you apply the masking fluid and how do you create a little bit of the glow effect that you see in some of my paintings. So there you have it. A bit of preparation, but not too bad, right? That being said, a tool is only going to be as good as how you use it. So in the next video, I will share different ways I use masking fluid in my watercolor painting. Stay tuned for that. I hope you have a good 2025. I know there are places in the world that had a very rough start this year. I pray for things to get better. For anyone watching this video, please stay safe and healthy. I'm Eric from Cafe Watercolor. See you next time. God bless.